ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. Sri Ramakrishna is speaking to Vaidyanath. A friend of Surendra has come to his home. Ramakrishna has been invited there to attend Annapurna worship. Master is telling he has come to ask a few questions, hearing about him. Master to Vaidyanath, all that you see is the manifestation of God's power. God and God's power. Chaitanya, Chit Shakti. Chaitanya is substratum. The Chit Shakti is the power which works in a dynamic state. The potential energy which is one with the Chaitanya manifests as the universe. Just like when we sleep, all our powers, power of thinking, talking, moving, understanding, all these powers merge into our consciousness and we merge in the cosmic consciousness, one with the absolute existence as if, free from the entire nature. There is no movement, there is only an ocean of bliss within ourselves we are experiencing. And as we wake up, this energy which is in potential state becomes kinetic, and as it manifests through the body-mind complex, it becomes dynamic. Now I start moving, talking, these all things are becoming, same energy was, how it came, how it made the dynamic state. Here the body belongs to the nature, whereas when the universe dissolves, the whole material existence also dissolves, becomes the pure energy and dissolves in the absolute. And when it manifests, I manifest my energy in and through the body of the nature, identifying with it. But when the nature projects forth, when the whole universe projects forth, it projects the whole materialistic world, material world of matter. From the Chaitanya, the Jada comes into picture. Can Jada come from the Chaitanya? Because cause is there always as Karana, and Karana is there always as the cause. So how does the Chaitanya, from Chaitanya, a Chaitanya comes into picture? There, Shankaracharya in one of the places he says, don't you see hairs from the living body? Don't you see the nails which are dead matter? Dead matter is coming from the alive person. In the same way, it generates, it emerges out. So the whole universe, material universe is projected forth, and with all bodies of the living beings and the universal consciousness manifests in and through all these various bodies and becomes individually the living beings. So all the living beings and the whole universe of matter is nothing but the energy of the absolute existence. All that you see is manifestations of God's power. No one can do anything without this power. I can't think, I can't do anything, I cannot move. The world, no stars can move, no planets can move, nothing, absolutely it will be still, even if after the creation. And to do something good or bad, right or wrong, imagine a presence of Chaitanya, consciousness must be there, and its power must be there to make it do. This consciousness is the will of God. Will of God is making me move. Will of God is making me think. Will of God is making me talk. All things are happening because of the will of God behind this universe, behind all our lives. We think we are speaking, we are moving, we are doing karma, but the whole thing is behind is the will of God, which is standing as substratum of the universe. Vidyasagar once asked me whether God endowed someone with greater power than others. I said to him, if there are no greater and lesser manifestations of His power, then why have we taken the trouble to visit you? Have you grown two horns? So it stands to reason that God exists in all beings as the all-pervading power, but the manifestation of His power are different in different beings. A beautiful explanation Sri Ramakrishna is giving here, how though the same power, how it manifests and how it undergoes, gives the new awarenesses that is being discussed. Now, look at the electricity we are using. One is getting converted into light, another is converting into some other thing, cooling, heating, fan moving, pumps running. All these are same energy is making the different. In different way, it is expressing itself at different levels. Suppose I want to pump a water through 100 feet, I want to pump a water through 200 feet. The energy supplied is different. The different energy supply makes the difference in the pump. It's like that, one has some power which is, life power is one thing. The capabilities, the understandings, the main purpose of the human existence and life, these are of different nature. It needs different treatments. Now, suppose intellectual, look at the scientific discoveries, some inventions, how their intellect is, how it is working. His body may not be working like of an athlete, but his intellect is working. A power is manifesting in a particular way. Another may be intellectually very dull, but physically he may be very strong. So same energy is manifesting in some other way. Each one in these differences make a great difference in the character and characteristics of individual. The feelings, the individual feelings, the actions and thoughts have great influence on the character of a person and also on his own being. The soul is either elevated or brought down to the state of depressed way of existence by its own actions, thoughts and feelings. The intention behind the action, important things are into what is the action is not much important. What was the intention behind the action? Thought, mind and thought. Behind the mind thinking, what is the attitude? With what attitude are you looking at the world? What attitude you are thinking? Yourself as divine, world as divine, then you have no problem. Yourself as a person, individually with small family and this one, and the world as world, then all trouble shoots up. Your attitude of thought, intention of action. What is the intention behind my action? Why did I do this? That intention. Here, in the case of mind thoughts, it is the attitude of thoughts. In feeling, heart, what are you seeking? Heart, what is it seeking? I am emotional, I love something. Behind it, what are you seeking? Are you seeking enjoyments? Are you seeking something higher? Or are you seeking something lower? I'm feeling, now when song is going on, bhajans are going on, many shed tears. Behind these tears, behind these feelings, what are you seeking? You are tortured in home or the society or in the work field, and when you sit, you may, how long to face this world? I might be shedding tear because of that. I want God. That may be you are seeking behind the heart, beyond shedding the tears. Love of God can be, fear of society can be, it can be anything. These decide the intention behind your actions, the thought world, your attitude behind the thought, and the feelings, seeking behind the feelings. These will decide what exactly you are going to be. Your destiny is decided by that. When you bring the divine into the picture, the whole thing, we are accustomed by birth to see world here, and in the world background, I am living. In the world background, I am competitive. In the world background, I am making all my thoughts and actions and feelings associated with. Now the whole paradigm has to be changed to a new paradigm where I see in the background of divine standing on the platform of divine. Then everything is going on smoothly. You will not change anything in your life. You change the attitude, you change the intention, you change the seekings. The same thing, same life. Getting up in the morning, everything is going on in the same way. Night going to sleep, taking the children here, there, everything is going on same way. But these things, your destiny is changed. Where are you going to land ultimately, in and through? All this story will end in no time. All will disappear, disperse. I will be left alone in this world one day. Nobody is there. Whomever I am dependent on, whatever things I am dependent, what I call security, janabala, dhanabala, sharirika bala, manasika bala, all these strengths that on which these are all treacherous, vishwasa ghataka. All these are going to stand aside and laugh at me one day. So that when I stand on the platform of the divinity, divine, the God as my platform. God, these are eternal, unchanging realities. God is the source of all things. Because of its existence, this existence is there. So, when this paradigm is being changed, in the world background, I am standing on the platform of God. In the background of God, I am working now. Everything is a joy. Suffering is a joy. Insults are a joy. Everything, whole thing changes. And you are looking at a world which is divine, and everything, just like in dream, you are awake and seeing everything going on. It is a play of mind. Mind has become horse, mind has become elephant, mind has become man. Everything is mind. He is not afraid, he is not worried, but he is participating in the play. So he is not stained by it, action, because everything is a dream. Same thing happens with the change of our attitude, change of our awarenesses. How is my awareness? Awareness and attitudes decide our destiny. And this is change of destiny, the shift of destiny. I am supposed to get landed somewhere, it is shifting to some other place where it is entirely different field. Vaidinath, sir, I have a doubt. People speak of free will. They say that a man can do either good or evil according to his will. Is it true? Are we really free to do whatever we like? Master, everything depends on the will of God. The world is His play. He has created all these things, great and small, strong and weak, good and bad, virtuous and vicious. This is all His Maya, His sport. You must have observed all that the trees in the garden are not of the same kind. Thakur is giving explanation. Everything depends upon the will of God. I don't know whether he'll be giving here, but how this individual will is there, that much of freedom is given to the individual it is like putting in the prison and allowing him to be free within the prison. Like that, we are free within the prison house of nature, within the prison of our bodily existence, within the three states we are going and coming, waking, dreaming and deep sleep. Within that we have freedom. And we cannot go enter the dream at our will or come out of the dream at our will. That's also governed by nature. The bodily existence itself is governed by nature, brought out by the nature. Everything is governed by nature. So we are actually waking up in this body and sleeping, that's all. Nature is controlling everything. And according to my own actions, because just I have kept an ego. Otherwise, nature is doing all things. I have kept it. When the Chaitanyik existence and the bodily existence, matter and Chaitanya, Jada and Chaitana come together, a ego shoots up from somewhere. The ego neither belongs to the Prakriti nor Chaitanya, but when they come together, there is a shooting of this ego. I comes immediately from somewhere. This I is the culprit who does all these things. Otherwise, nature is doing. That Ramakrishna used to sing one song, Shokali tomar ichha mai tara tumi. Tomar karma tumi karo ma, loke bole kore ame. Mother is doing her work. The ego comes somewhere, I am doing, I am enjoying, I am doing this ego. Then Sri Ramakrishna explains in some other place or here, I don't know. The cow is tied by its master with a rope. Within the rope length, it has freedom, but it is tied. Within the rope length, it can move about. This much freedom is given. He can tighten or loosen the rope. He can leave a long rope. He can leave it depends upon the owner's will. It is not cow's will. Though cow has freedom to some extent, the extent given is in the hand of the Lord. Now here we see, once it has finished grazing in that region, he extends the rope or changes the place to new. Similarly, we have freedom If we utilize this freedom fully, God has to lift us to another level of consciousness where we can get more light, more freedom of action. Because I am on the elevating place, I can do more sadhana. I can be calm, unaffected by the world and its situations of life. Still higher. Once I get established in that state, I am left to the another higher plane of functioning. I have more freedom because the freedom is shifting from the external freedom to the internal freedom. We have more obstruction in the internal freedom, not external freedom. External freedom, plenty we have. We have plenty of time, 24 hours in our freedom. How many hours do we work? Maximum 8 hours. What happens to the rest? 16 hours. How much of time do we spend in sleep and laziness? How much time? I can get up at 3 o'clock, I can get up at 2 o'clock. It is in my, am I utilizing all the freedom given? I don't want to get up. I want to get up at 6 o'clock only. This is the freedom, inner freedom is curbed by my samskaras and vasanas, the tendencies I have created. From childhood I have been sleeping up to 8 o'clock. Now after controlling also I can wake up at only 6 o'clock. I have the freedom, internal freedom I am not utilizing. So this internal, I can do so many, morning till night, I can do so many things. How many things I can do in the same time? In the ashrama, so many activities I can do. In the house, so many things I can do. But I manage the things and spend my time just moving about here, there, talking this and that. Gone, time gone. Can I do one more mala of japa? Yes, I can do. Can you do one more? Yes, one more also I can do. How many more I can do? I can do any number. But where do I? The internal freedom, external freedom I have. Nobody is obstructing. Don't sit and do japa. While walking and talking, amidst everything, I can go on doing japa. But where is the freedom? Where do I get? Inner freedom is not there. This, as we go higher, we start getting more and more inner freedom. The mind accepts. Oh, let me sit. In Bangalore Ashrama in those days, 1970s, when I joined, I used to see some of the brahmacharis. They have small leisure. Here and there they will go, hide and sit somewhere. They know their timings, where they have to be at what time. Silently sit and do japa. I used to feel so happy. I was in the monks' quarters, from monks' quarters behind. Some brahmacharis here, they are hiding behind the building and sitting calmly and thinking of God. How many people are utilizing this freedom because they don't have inner freedom? So when the inner freedom is there, they utilize every moment. Finally it becomes life itself is a constant yajna. The last stages, if I see, it is a worship. If I sleep, it is a worship. Whatever I do is a worship unto God. This transformation, the freedom, the inner, God goes on expanding. Utilize this time that you are been given, He makes you more freedom. Once the inner freedom start expanding to some optimum level, God start making external arrangements. Somebody coming and taking the responsibility. Somebody helping in needs and a shop. You have to go for a shop far off. 3 miles you have to walk and buy things. By God's grace, the next door one shop opens. How much of time you save walking all the way? For everything you have to go far off. This we don't understand, but external things start when your internal optimum level, you are reaching almost. External things, your most important part in our lives is a healthy body. Smallest disturbances in health, you won't be able to do sadhana. That's why when we join the monastery, first thing will be asked is, take care of your health. Don't go to extreme. Follow the Madhyama Pantha. Once the body gets weak or something happens, you will not be able to do any sadhana. Rest of the life, you have to take the help of others and live. So, take proper food, proper exercises, keep the things neat and clean, hygienic conditions, and do the sadhana. And here we should not bargain. And if we are utilizing our bodily existence and taking care as belonging to God, not because it belongs to me now anymore. It is somebody's property it is an instrument given to me by the Lord. It belongs to the Lord, and I have to utilize it as an instrument and have to take care of this. If somebody has given me a vehicle, I have to take full responsibility of taking care of it till I return it back. So all efforts I put to keep this body, this one. Then any karmic load is bringing not because of my error of taking care, but some karmic load is bringing some disease that I won't be able to continue. Then God interferes, substantiates with greater strength to bear and gives the knack by which you can remain doing sadhana in spite of that. As if the main switch is switched off. I saw so many sadhakas, intensely bodily suffering is there because of the karmic load, but this sadhana is not affected. Smoothly there it is going on, body is suffering. This transformation in the mental state of taking it, it is not giving any impulses, calling your attention. It is working out on the body. You are made independent of it, or your guru may take it off. That is the greatest treasure, protection the guru gives. When the spiritual practices I saw one place where the yogis, it's a path of yoga and Ashtanga yoga, where the Shishya has to sit for 40 days inside a cave dug in the earth. And then he'll be taking only tender coconut morning and evening. The whole period of 40 days, Guru was sitting in the same position on the upper land, watching him, watching every bit of his breath going on, this, that, everything. I was shocked to see this scene. He's taking the same food as the disciple takes. So here we get lot of protection always. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.